So I just got back from the land of luxury that I am calling the City of Opulence, Dubai. And the most gorgeous, phenomenal, really touching thing about this city is that it's not just in the finest restaurants and stores that luxury is existing and being played out on so many levels, but it literally is everywhere, including, you walk into a random store on the street and they have a scent in the store. And I don't mean like the cheap Glade plug-in type of scent that we have in the US. I'm talking an exquisitely curated, beautiful, soft scent that's really pleasurable. And I personally don't find a lot of scents pleasurable. And I'm not really crazy about perfume, but this is like next level. Or you're in a hotel lobby and they light candles at sunset and the fountains and all the detail around the doors and windows, just all these patterns and exquisite detail. And then they're serving an afternoon Arabic coffee with dates out of these beautiful golden carafes. The police are driving BMWs. The just detail of everything and the luxury level of service of everything in this town is next level. And in some ways, it's really inspiring. Okay. Because I think when we look at our lives and our businesses, there are these touches that we can put on the things that we do and what we set up for ourselves to experience that feels really good. And then there's the other side. There's kind of the dark underbelly of this level of luxury that I kept hearing in conversations with people, where a lot of the culture in Dubai is about portraying yourself as wealthy and successful, where not actually a lot of people are. So the culture is in pretending like you have a lot of money and like you have all this luxury in your life when you don't. And it might be someone driving a Bentley and then living in a hovel outside of town, like a messy little tiny place with 8 people in it. Or, who knows? But there's a really strong culture of this portrayal. And it was really fantastic to experience. I love luxury experiences. I love seeing all the details that were available here and a lot of things that I hadn't really considered before. And I could also feel the darkness, the dark energy that goes when a lot of people are feeling the pressure and the weight of luxury rather than the enjoyment of it. And so seeing all of this really made me ask myself, since I have the ability to see the dark underbelly of what's going on, somehow I was in the situations to be having these conversations. I was feeling this energy. I was noticing this. My practice is then to ask myself, okay, where am I doing that in any way? And I want to bring this to you, and I'll talk about what I'm looking at with myself too. But first is, on the highest level, are you doing even a little bit, even a little tiny seed of, I'm going to buy this bag or wear this jewelry out tonight or drive that car or any of that, stay in this place because of how it looks to other people, because of how they might judge me or think of me? And that could also be the inverse. Maybe if you're like pulling it down a notch because of what other people might think, you could be flying private, but you're like, I don't know, people have their ideas about that, so I'm just going to fly business, for example. That's kind of the outer level, and that was the thing that I was experiencing there. And I've done a pretty clean sweep of that in my life, even to the point of I don't really enjoy labels. I don't want to buy handbags or anything really that has a big label on it. And when I got my car, I truly thought to myself, would I drive this car if they pulled all the labels off of the car? Yeah, I would. And I would actually like that. I don't like to be a walking ad for whatever. And if you're in that place, that's okay. That's okay. And then we're looking at any energy that's deciding, that's creating, that's choosing what you're doing based on external factors, what other people might think or feel. You can imagine that siphoning your energy out to other people and this situation, energy that could otherwise be used in your business and in your life. That is creative life force energy that has to come when you're trying to manage and orchestrate and think about, what am I going to wear? What am I going to do? How are they going to think? What's going to happen? That's your creativity. And what you find when you pull that all the way in is there's so much creativity inside, boiling, bubbling, waiting to come out when it's not being misused. So that's one level. Then the next level down that I'm asking myself, and this is for you, and this is for me, and this is for all of us ongoing. So even if you're not doing the other things, and actually, even if you are for other people, wearing the labels and all that, the next inquiry is, where am I doing anything for anyone else in my life? Making choices because of their expectations, their feelings, their well-being, which is all, of course, their perceived feelings, expectations, well-being, because we make up a lot of stories. Storytelling, right? And this was the piece that I really have been asking myself since I've been there. So I'm like, wow, I'm experiencing this on a major level and witnessing everything happening in this city. Where am I in my life doing anything for the way it looks, where if you turned on the YouTube live or Facebook live in my life, you would see something different? And the place that I come to, this has been an ongoing exploration in my life. And I've shared about this, and I want to share about it with you now, to be honest, to be real. The greatest challenge and the greatest place where I keep finding these little areas where I'm not living what I talk about is in being busy. Now, I had a huge awakening and awareness of this last spring. I broke my elbow, and that was like on all levels, physical, energetic, all of it was an invitation to really wake up to the amount of busyness, rushing, doing that I was doing. I'd just gotten back into it. Okay. Like it happens. And I had some excuses in my mind. Well, I'm helping more people. Well, there's a lot to do in this moment. It's just for now. Well, you know how it goes. So I had a big wake up with this and a big slowdown. And then I'm still finding these little places in my life. So with the growth, the next evolution and the next awareness becomes much more subtle, like We're not looking at these big, huge things where I'm going shopping and doing all this stuff because I'm trying to pretend like I drink champagne and drive a Lamborghini around all day, right? But I'm looking for the little places, and the little places I can find in my life right now are doing things like getting off a phone call and checking my email. This is the opposite of what I guide women to do. That's not spaciousness. That's being busy, that's numbing out. And I'm not making myself wrong about it. I'm not perfect. It's okay. And it's noticing, yeah, I still do that sometimes. I have a flight today and I have all these things that I want to do. And even thinking about this conversation right now, I'm like, okay, what does it look like to take some of the flight today and just relax? Read my book, enjoy my daughter's energy next to me, just relax. And I'd written this thing in my journal while I was gone, actually. What am I showing my daughter about being? What am I teaching her? And this is a question for me really to activate and to ask myself in every moment because it's inspiring for me. What am I teaching her about being? Being with herself, being and living life and being present. Because, of course, how I'm being is what she's learning right now while she's young. So where in your life can you find even the littlest places where you're portraying one thing, or you're doing one thing for others, or for knowing in any way how they might look, think about it, how they might respond, how it might look to them, that's different than what you really feel or what you really want. And in my case, it is what I'm talking about with people. And behind the scenes sometimes looks a little different, or maybe doesn't look to the fullest extent like it is that I'm talking about. And this is part of my growth. I'm on this journey too, just like you, looking just like you, growing just like you, committed to my growth just like you, loving myself all along the way just like you. So I hope that you are having a gorgeous day, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. I would love to hear from you on what comes up for you with this topic. And if you want to really be seen, to share what's that area for you that you're looking at right now. And I'm thinking of you. I love you so much. I hope you have a phenomenally beautiful day, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Goodbye.